love is not a feeling, it's a decision.
It's a decision.
And I think that every day
That's what I was
when you're
saying.
committed to
I was
someone,
saying
you're
that
making a decision.
with love, if I based my marriage on love 24/7, I don't feel in love with him all the time. He does not feel in love with me. We're not in a romance state all the time. So on the days where I struggle to like him, I have to choose love with him every single day to continue on to work towards the next day and the next moment of this bliss that we get to have together, because it's not always going to be there. You're always going to it's not falling out of love. It's just not feeling that feeling.
And you're
The feeling of being in love is not even that.
You shaking your head?
Go ahead and take this.
Okay.
I agree 100%. That last point she made, that the feeling of being in love is not even that. It's really not. It's infatuation that we feel. That butterfly in our stomach, tingle down your spine, all of that, that is infatuation. It's not love. You can love someone and be infatuated with them, but those emotions that we associate with being in love, I think is infatuation. I can speak from experience with this one right here, love of my life. Heart of my heart. I chose to love you. Like, we were friends for a really long time, and I loved him as a friend. You know, I cared about him, but I was not in love with him. There was no infatuation. There was none of that. And one day I decided that this was an amazing guy, and I'm going to make the choice to love him. And that's where that is. What do you want to add?
I don't want to add anything. I'm letting you flow.
Oh, okay. You was breathing all hard.
Because I need
See,
to
I gotta
breathe.
choose to love him right now. I'm joking.
Are you done?
Yeah, you can go.
No, I was trying to get in the question. I wanted to let you finish. But you made a reference to something she said about love not being that what. I didn't really understand where she was coming from with that.
That feeling is what I kind of finished the sentence for her, I guess.
Okay.
I did. She
Well,
said
she
love
wasn't
is
going
not
that
that. That's the way I'm taking it. Love is not that feeling that we feel when we have that butterfly in your stomach. I can't wait to see him. All of those things. That is an infatuation.
No, that is not love. That is a product of loving someone, or it could be a product of liking someone a lot.
Yeah.
Now, my thing is, she made a comment. The one with the braids said something about on the days where I struggle to like him, I choose to love him.
That went through me. I'm not gonna lie.
But see, if that threw you, that kind of seems where her whole, foundation for this particular thought pattern is coming from. And I could be wrong. But my thing is, like and love, two totally different things.
They are. You can like someone and not love them. You can love someone and not like them.
So I look at it like this. I cannot fully agree with what she's saying, because I look at it like this. I don't like you all the time, but I love you all the time.
Yes.
So I don't need to choose to love you.
And even though I flipped on a switch, quote unquote, to love you, I can't flip that switch back off and not love you anymore.
Now, the question is, for most people, are they flipping on a switch, or are they just lowering down of a wall?
That's one way to look at it. That's definitely one way to look. Like, I allowed you in. I allowed myself those emotions.
So you chose to allow me in, but you didn't choose to actually love me, because to me, love just happens. You don't just like, all right, I'm gonna love you.
But for me, it happened so quickly. Like, it was literally like a flip of a switch. And I guess there was already love there because of the friendship, but there was not that romantic love that was there. And when I decided to allow that to happen, it just happened.
Right.
And I couldn't turn it off if I wanted to.
Right. If you can't turn it off, then how can you choose to love somebody? You see
what I said.
I'm not trying to get you to change it.
I know.
I'm just looking at what they're saying, and people agreeing, and You know, I think their problem is they're thinking too much on, oh, I like this person a lot. I like being around them. I like what they're doing for me, around me. I love I like the way they smell, like the way they feel when they touch me, all this kind of stuff, the butterflies and stuff like that.
So I wonder if the point that they're making is, like she said, on the days that I don't necessarily like you, I'm choosing love over that particular feeling. Like I'm choosing to focus on the fact that I love you over whatever negative thing is going on. That love is outweighing whatever this is going on over here.
Possibly, but I mean, again, you're not going to like another human being 100% of the time. So why even feel the need to even say or think that you're choosing to love someone? Now, because she didn't voice it as, I choose to love you today, or I choose to love you. I choose to love you over not liking you. I have to choose love, period. That's what I got out of it.
I can't answer
And to
that.
me, that's not the same thing as saying I'm choosing to love you because I don't like you right now. It's, to me, it sounds like she's saying, because I would have to go back and watch it, but it sounded like she was kind of saying that I don't love you all the time. She did say that. She did say that I don't love you all the time. And if that's the case, that's weird to me, because if you're in a committed relationship with somebody or you're married to them, and she said that it's not falling out of love, it's just that I don't.
But I think the
love you.
reference is more so to the romanticized version of love. Like,
That's like, though.
that's kind of the point. Like, it's
She need to
not
say
the
like.
romanticized version of love that we call it, but that's not what we call it. We call it being in love and then falling out of love. But that when you love someone, again, I think that you can flip the switch, and maybe flipping the switch and just turning it on is a bad thing. You allow someone in and you allow yourself to love them. But once you love them, once you really love them, I don't think that you can flip a switch and it go away. But being, quote unquote, in love with someone, having that infatuation, having that mild obsession that is there, is not always there.
But see, even with that, though, I don't know if I can really accept it being the in love being synonymous with being in like with someone or liking someone.
Why?
Because we all know that there's different forms of love. There's the love that you have for your family or your friends, and then there's the love that you have for your significant other, right? So to me, so why can't we use the same? Because you said that if you truly love someone, you can't just flip it off. But if it's a family or friend,
That's because you can do that. But I can't do that.
that's wild. And that's sad. Because you got to get rid of that sometimes.
But you couldn't just flip a switch off on me. Or could you?
You're not my family member / friend. You are my wife, / significant
But we're
other.
also talking about a romantic love and not necessarily about more platonic or family love.
So is romantic love just like then and not love?
I think romantic love is more of a connect, like there's a connection piece that is associated with
And it's
it.
deeper than like.
Right.
Way deeper to
I
me.
agree.
So you can't, but you're saying that it's a synonymous with like, though.
I didn't say it was synonymous with like.
That's kind-
I'm talking about the in love part.
Right, that's what I'm talking-
When we say that we're in love, I think love needs to come out of that, and we're in like.
Right, but you said the romantic part of love is the in love part, right? And you
Is
just,
that what I said? That's not.
if that's not what you said, then you clear it up for me, because maybe
Okay. So when you are in love with someone, when you're quote unquote in love with someone, the term that we like to use, I think that is the wrong term. I think it is more so in like, because there is this honeymoon infatuation thing that happens there, this giddiness that is there. And that is not always there with with just the romantic love, right? There, you know what it's like when you first start dating someone and you have, all of this giddiness, this infatuation, or even the honeymoon phase that we talk about when people first get married. It's different than 15, 20 years from now. Most people, not all people, but most people no longer have that quote unquote in love phase because it was just a phase. But that love that's there, it's a deeper connection.
Mm-hmm.
So it's different. It's not, I don't think that honeymoon phase is love. I think that it is a deep like, an infatuation, and a funness and a joy that is there, versus when you get down to the core of a deep love. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I hear what you're saying, and I'm gonna slightly pivot because this made me think about something. I think that's probably y'all's problem. A lot of y'all problem. Y'all will get into a relationship and you'll have this giddiness, as you said, and I really like being around this person and I'm in love. And when it starts going on for years, you don't feel that in love feeling anymore.
Right.
So now what that person was doing for you, because it's not
It's
there.
like a high.
Right, because it's not there anymore. Any little thing will get you to skedaddle right out the door.
And you start saying that you fell out of love, but really your love grew. If it was love, because love still has to be there for it to flow into that deeper connected love that's there. So if it wasn't love, then you start saying, I fell out of love because that high that's there is gone. And now they're getting on your nerves and you don't have that deeper connection and it's just not working because you're not getting the hit. Basically, love is a drug. We like to say it, but it really is. It's a drug. It does. It releases oxytocin in the brain. And there's this joy and there's this happiness that comes along with it. And when you lose that freshness of it and you start getting to the core of it, that's when we start talking about we fell out of love. And
right. Which is a problem because how do you keep that freshness? Because that freshness is only really spoken about by women, though. Men don't really bring that up. That's where you get well, he doesn't take me out on dates anymore. He doesn't do this for me anymore. He doesn't make me. So you gonna kill the whole relationship off of that when the love is supposed to be deeper? See, you people like to say that men are surface beings and shallow, but I think that is a tad bit shallow. You don't think so?
It is, because you got to get down, got to go a little bit deeper for the deep connected love that is not just based on, because it's not going to always be fun and games and joys, and you're going to have to rest on that deeper connection that's there.
You're going to have to tap into that and not, now, listen, it is important to still, do some of the things that you did in the beginning.
Say it louder. Speak up. So they can hear you.
Anyway, it is very important for you to still do some of those things, right? But to base the lifelong journey of a relationship off of the fact that you're not receiving or still receiving those things, that's a problem.
It is.
Because that becomes very materialistic and it becomes very surface level. That's fun and all, but the duty and the deepness and the sincerity of that love that's under the surface, that should be something that actually holds you there, as long as nothing bad is actually happening, like, them putting their hands on you or something crazy like that. So again, I think that may be one of the problems why a lot of relationships fail, is because we're too busy. We're missing that oxytocin. Now, my question that I have for you is, how do you think that people can actually keep that, not necessarily keep it, but how can we make sure that freshness is not all that's holding a relationship together? And how can we make sure that some of that freshness stays there? Because y'all might not know this, but we still in our honeymoon phase after 13 years of marriage. No, we not.
I
Yeah,
mean,
no.
yes,
Why
we
you looking
are.
like
I mean,
that?
But listen, he doesn't understand what my love faces are after 13 years of marriage, and I don't like it.
I'm failing in that.
Yes, that's my love face. I love and adore you.
Anyway, please answer the question.
I think first it starts in the beginning. What is your foundation? Your foundation has to be built on more than, oh, we traveled, we went out, we had fun, we had dinner. There has to be that deeper connection. I can't tell you how to create that deeper connection. I can tell you what works for us is conversation and being open and honest and just being there for one another. But our relationship is also built on a friendship. And I think for us, that makes a world of difference. This was my best friend before we ever dated. So we kind of rest on that friendship that's there. I think that's the core of our relationship, is the friendship that was there. And from that, we just kind of built on top of it. As far as keeping it fresh, it's never going to be fresh every day. Let's just be clear. That's just not.
It's gonna get a little stale.
Yeah, absolutely. You have to take it out,
bags.
spray it with some water, put it back in the oven. But dating, you hear it all the time. Don't stop dating. It really does add something just to go out, leave the kids somewhere, let them figure out life on their own. They all right. And just enjoy each other. We get so wrapped up in our day-to-day. What are we gonna cook? Who's gonna clean this? How do we clean that? What bill is gonna get paid? How are we gonna get the kids here? How are we gonna get them there? And we kind of forget about each other, and it just becomes this routine. And sometimes you just have to take a step back and say, leave them kids over there with, somebody responsible, and go and enjoy yourselves, even if it's.
Because I was definitely gonna fix it. Because leave you to figure out life, no.
Even if it's just for a couple of hours, even if all you do is go sit in the car and have conversations, reminisce about the good old times, turn on some old music y'all used to listen to, and just chit chat and engage with one another, and it just be about you guys. We have to sometimes bring each other back to reality after we drop the kids off, or out of reality. Like, let's stop talking about the kids. They all right. They're not studying us. They're having a blast. What about you? What's going on in your life? What am I missing that I haven't seen? What's happening? Mm-hmm. And go out and have fun. We had a blast the other night. It was very impromptu. My mom happened to be in town, and we went out and went to a big old kid arcade, and we had fun. It was just fun. It wasn't anything amazing. It was a little unnecessarily expensive, but that's beside the point.
It was not expensive. But I'm gonna jump in and just say one thing. So within this realm of still dating, if your guy is not taking you out on dates like he used to, don't be scared to take him out on a date. You can plan a date. If you want to go, you can plan a date as well, because sometimes you guys will, say he's not, taking me out like he used to. He's not buying me flowers. He's not doing all this other stuff, And I told him that I want him to do that, but he's not the only person that can have initiative. Feel free to have initiative as well, because you can't just be the receiver of the relationship the whole time you guys are together. He would like to receive too. And he would like to receive outside of the bedroom, if he could. It should be balanced. Yeah. I mean, those are my my little 2 cents to add to that. But what you said was fantastic. I agree. But I mean, for me, again, I don't think that you necessarily have to choose love. You have to choose surface love. But, you know what I'm saying? I don't think that you should be having to choose that deep connection of love that you guys are supposed to have in a relationship. Again, you're not going to like them every day, but that love should still be there. That like is going to wax and wane, but you like them again at some point, I think.
I think that you choose to allow love in, and then you make the choice to rest on love when that infatuation goes away.
I mean, I guess. You heard my 2 cents. You heard her 2 cents. The little advice that we did have, we hope that you guys have some fantastic relationships out there, and try to keep it as fresh as you can. You know, keep it balanced. Take each other out, date each other. Yeah, and that's it. That's all I got.
That's all I got. Feel free to drop questions, comments in the comment section, and we'll pick a time and answer some. That's about it. Y'all have a wonderful night.
Peace.